I ain't never seen a girl like that. Tell me if you take a chance like that. Got me spending all my cash like that. Keep on doing what I like that. Girl like that. Tell me if you take a chance.
So, this is great lighting. And I want... Wait, where's it at? Let me find it, y'all.
I wanted to let y'all know the pros and the cons of this job specifically. I'm a very, very internally positive.
It's getting bright out here. I'm gonna put this down. That's slow as it goes.
I'm a very internally positive type of person, so I won't unfortunately have that many cons. But I do want to let y'all know that this is a job that I didn't know that I was going to get out of college or out of high school or anything like that. I've always been in customer service, but it's been on the fashion side of all of my work. So let's start with the cons. I love a good sandwich. If anybody doesn't know what that means, it's when you're giving, criticism to somebody.
You do a positive, a negative, a positive, and then you sum it all up in a summary. It's a good way to give somebody positive feedback. A little lesson there, little tidbit. Hold on.
Oh, I'm waiting. I got here way too early, so I had nothing else to do but make a video. Okay, so let's start off with the cons. One con is on reserve, and being a junior, we are one-on-one off for about 3 years. So that means I'm on reserve a month, and then I'm on my line for a month, and it alternates for 3 years. So I necessarily thrive on, that's a little too cold. I thrive on stability. Like, I love to have my schedule months in advance. I love to know exactly what I'm doing, where I'm going, so I can plan my life accordingly. Unfortunately, on reserve, you get your off days, but you don't know.
Girl, get at my video. Sorry, I just noticed her.
Yeah, you get your off days, but you don't necessarily get your schedule. They could call you up to 2 hours until the flight takes off. So you do have to be prepared. You do have to have your stuff packed in your bag, ready to go. You have to have your uniform ready. So that drives me a little weird, because when I am on reserve, I necessarily don't sleep like I'm supposed to. I don't eat like I'm supposed to. I don't work out like I'm supposed to. So for 6 months of your life out of the 12, it will be a little crazy, but it's nothing that you can't handle. There's a positive. So another con is, okay, so if you're a person that likes to have the same coworkers over and over and over again, this job, you will not be flying with the same people all the time at all. Like I do, just because I am junior and most of the people on reserve are junior, and I know most of those people because those people were in my class. I may fly with them more frequently than I do a senior person. But there is a thing called buddy bidding, and you can do that within your base. So if you want to fly with somebody all the time, if you have your best friend at your base and you want to fly with him or her, you can do that. So you don't have consistent coworkers. We all are one team at one base. So that's pretty big. Another con, depending on the airline, if you're somebody that does not like to, well, obviously the job, you're going to be traveling a lot. But in the beginning, if you don't want to stay at wherever you're at, because like I said, I'm from Tennessee and I had to move to Miami. If you don't want to move, that's a pretty, it's not that big of a deal, but you have to understand there are some places like Memphis, Tennessee, that doesn't have a lot of flights coming out of there. So commuting, it's very possible to commute but it's going to be really, really stressful. Y'all, I stress out driving to work, and that's literally just driving. Like, I have the control in my hands. So being on a flight, you don't know if it's going to get delayed. You don't know if it's going to get canceled. And then they don't have that many flights. It's really stressful. I don't know how people do it. I commend all of you guys that do commute or that want to commute. That's cool. Like I said, it's very possible, but it's stressful. I would say, just because I don't have any kids, but I would say a con maybe if your kids are younger. There are flights for...
Oh, that was hot, y'all. I need to get my life. Give me some air time.
Like I said, if you do have younger kids, there are flights for mothers. Lots of mothers do the late night flights. So when you go home, you do your routine, you put your kid to bed, and then you go on your night flight, and then you're back in the morning before they even wake up. Definitely, if you have help, that is great. Or if your kid is old enough to take care of themselves, maybe in the morning because maybe something happened and your flight was a little delayed. Or if your kid gets to school by themselves or you have a partner, that's totally fine because it's very, very doable. I had one lady ask me, what about if you had kids? And I guess that would be in that instance. We're gone quite a bit of the time, but like I said, we pretty much control our schedule other than reserve. So if you can handle those 6 months of uncertainty, then you should be fine.
I'm ready for the pros.
We get to travel for free, y'all. No matter where we're going. Okay. Free domestically. Going out of the country, we only have to pay taxes. And that's pretty cool. If you get a first class ticket, still only have to pay taxes. You get a business class ticket, you still only have to pay taxes. You get a jump seat, you still only have to pay taxes in the outside of the U.S. But inside of the U.S., you do get to travel for free. And I am a person that gets very, very homesick most of the time, other than FaceTime. So I can go home whenever I so please within my schedule. I can take off literally a whole week and rearrange my schedule to where I get a whole week off and I get to go home. So that's pretty cool. Another pro, we get a lot of discounts within the hotels for being crew at those specific hotels, so that's pretty cool. Some of the islands that I've gone to, we get to do the pooling or ocean activities for free. That's pretty cool. Another pro is I'm a person, I'm into fashion. So obviously I'm into high-paced things that are very, very changeable and are never get boring. Let me say that. So meeting different people from all over the world, to me, never gets boring until you get on my nerves. There are some people that just get on my nerves, and I'm a person that my nerves, I have a really high tolerance. But when you just poke, I'm just not feeling well, it's a different story. Oh, okay, sorry. I'm messing up my sandwich method, chopping it up a little bit. Let's move back. A con, I just remembered. The cons, emotionally, this could be a very, very lonely job. Although you meet hundreds of people a day, it can be very, very lonely because you get inside that hotel room and there's nobody else but you. And when you meet people, it's very, very surface level.
You may say hi, bye, okay, that's great. How are your kids? Do you have kids? Are you single? Are you married? Little stuff like that.
Physically, turbulence is not terrible. I'm young and I'm not trying to hurt myself, but I played super competitive sports. So I'm like really agile. I'm really quick with my hands. So sitting down and stuff like that, I'm a pro at. It's kind of weird. But that's about it. So if you have a lot of and I have a lot of back issues, but they're pertaining to my bust. If you have like severe back issues or severe any like leg issues, feet issues, I would maybe reconsider, just because you are on your feet a lot and you are standing up a lot. So that would be another con. Other than that, this is a very doable job. A lot of people really love it. That's why so many people are stuck. Like, they say that they're going to be here for I'll just do this over the summer, and they end up here for 45 years. Granted, like I said, this is not my first love, and I don't always want to work for somebody the rest of my life. Like, it's not going to happen. This is a great job in the meantime. If you're looking for a new stepping stone, something to get you out there, this is great. Like, I can go to Paris and go fabric shopping for stupid cheap just because I'm a flight attendant. So things like that, I like to use my jobs that I have to elevate what I'm trying to do in, in my actual dream or my career. So being a flight attendant, it's fun. It's fun. I'm not gonna lie, it's fun. So it's not such a bad stepping stone. It really isn't. But that's pretty much all I got, y'all. I think it is. If I think of something, I'll throw it in here. But that's all I got.
I guess I gotta go do the direct deposit crap now. I don't want to, but I got a whole hour, and I ain't got nothing to do.
So if there are any flight attendants out there that see this video and have any pros or cons, please put them down in the description box. Maybe somebody else has your same perspective, but this is just my perspective and how I see how my job is. If you have any questions about anything, please don't hesitate to throw them down in the description. Why I keep saying description box? Throw them down in the comments so we can talk about it. I will be interacting with everybody. Just let me know. That's it. Okay, bye.